Good morning. Welcome to MeWe channel. We are your them. Well, my other video about the psychiatry thing is going to be postponed a little bit because of the autistic girl that got arrested over in the United Kingdom, I think it is, because she said lesbian. I am not sure exactly how the story went down, but she was someplace and she seen a cop, and I guess the cop looked like her grandmother in some way, and she said, "Are you a lesbian?" And now I'm not sure why the cops didn't arrest her right there, but they took her home. And then the video that you see on the YouTube and maybe on the regular news shows her in the back of a closet hitting herself with a bunch of cops in there, and the mom is saying she's autistic. She's autistic, you know, don't arrest her. She's a teenager. She's autistic. They arrested her anyways, and she spent 20 hours in jail. So I heard that they said that she was drunk, and I'm not so sure of that. Autistic people act a little different. People with mental illness act a little different, and they might appear to be on drugs, but they're not on drugs. So I'm kind of curious to watch the story and see, because I know that disabled people are sucked into the LGBTQIA movement. They're, you know, they say they're protecting them too. Well, I want to see what's going to win out, the trans rights or this girl's autistic disability rights. So there's two, and I did not realize they were all crammed in the same bucket. The ADA back in the 90s in the United States, well, that made it for disabled people, so they would put wheelchair ramps in, and you know, people with the trans activist. So it got me thinking, and so I just did a little bit of research. So I'm just going to show a little bit of it here for you today. And I need for people to understand, me as a mother of a special needs children, I've spent a lot of time in that community, where it wasn't all surrounding LGBTQ gay stuff. And I understand that disabled people want to have a sexual life. That's, you know, I watch Grub and Squirmy, you know. He's very disabled, but not mentally disabled. And that's where I have a problem. I have a problem when the mentally disabled, the adults that truly have the mind of a child, are the ones that are being explained to about why are they pushing that. That's what I want to know for innocent little minds. It really shouldn't be a shocker to me because they're pushing it in schools. So this autism case is really a curiosity for me. I'm really curious to see how it'll turn out. And I don't know if she went to regular grown-up jail. I'm not really sure. But it also makes me think of Lisa Edwards in the United States. She was an elderly woman. She'd had a stroke, and she was having some issues, and she went to one hospital, and they threw her out, so she went to another hospital, and they called the cops on her. The cops ridiculed her, made fun of her. I feel they were abusive towards her, and they got her in the back of a police car where she died because she couldn't breathe because nobody would listen to her. So now we have in the UK, where I think that's where the autistic thing happened, and here in the United States, where else do you turn, especially if you're a disabled person? If you go to the hospital, where you think the last two places on earth you can go for help is the hospital and the police, both of those have gone severely downhill. When I see an elderly woman ridiculed and abused and lied about from hospitals to the cops, and the cops are thinking, well, the doctors must know what they're talking about because they're used to dealing with druggies. Well, that all is starting to bleed into normal people's lives. And why? Why? There's all this drug abuse, homeless, and back in the 90s is also when they did the welfare to work program. They've been working on destroying families for a while. And I watched this guy, Yuri Breznovich. He's an ex-Russian KGB. He defected. And he said this is a long-term goal to overpower, and I truly believe it's right, watching back in the timeline. So enough of that. You're probably going to see this after I play the clips I want to play for you, but so this is an interview I found on YouTube with Paulina. She's the coordinator and everything for this whole group, this whole LGBTQ group for disabled people. And these are mentally and intellectually disabled people. I'm going to show you another part after this.
And then wrote, well, the world would be a dreary place, just as if there was no Virginia in the world. It's true. You know, there was no, you know, we're all different, but we're all the same in some ways, because we want to be respected, we want to be understood, first one, intellectual disability, just want to have that chance to be heard or be part of something. And somebody might say, well, they can't do it, they might not understand it. Well, you don't know what that person is capable of doing. Like me, I never learned how to read or write, so I can't read, I can't write, but that doesn't stop me from doing what I love to do and be using my imagination and my creativity that I got in my brain to create things that are outside of the box, and I'm just trying to get people's attention and everything like that, a little bit of time. And that's the whole idea of these videos, that I want to get the conversation going to other people out there and just say, hey, people with disabilities have the same problems that everybody else has, but we're not, you know, like on the...
Okay, so nothing personal against Paulina. I think it's great that they've got a web page, but I do not believe that Paulina put all her web page and all these videos together on her own. I believe she's being coached. You know, 17 years ago, maybe trans was, you know, kind of a thing, but not a big thing. So I'm wondering where did this person even learn about transgender? I can see disabled people falling in love with each other and being gay, but I do not agree with dressing them up and parading them out and using them for an agenda that they really don't understand. So if, say like my disabled child is 45 years old, but they have a mind of a 4-year-old, and they've gone to town and they met so say like my child is a trans man with the mind of a 4-year-old, intellectual disability. And as a parent and as a caregiver, am I just supposed to let my daughter's son go out with any Tom, Dick, and Harry in town? There's a lot of weird fetish kinks in the trans community, and I think it's very frightening for parents of these special needs adults, because those adults truly have nobody else than their family, and why turn them against their family? I say if you have a special needs child, you should just plan on having them with you for life, or they will be talked into doing things that they think is real fun and cool with no understanding of their future. They can't read, they can't write, they can't hold a job. It always has to be with supports. Special needs people with intellectual disabilities always need somebody there to help them and support them. And I worry that the support they're getting is not coming from a pure place. That's what I worry about. They have a guidebook, Our Lives, Our Choices, All Rights, and I'm not going to read it all. You can read it on your own. Where did I go? Letter to Families and Friends. I don't think that intellectually disabled people... It says in this letter, one of the hardest things about being LGBTQ+ is feeling like your family or friends reject you. Some of us have been kicked out and rejected by our family and friends. Some of us have family and friends that were upset but learned to accept us with time. Some of us were lucky to always be accepted. What we all want is to be ourselves and to feel unconditional love from our family and friends. They want to feel that from anybody, and they will accept that from anybody. If you like them and you talk to them and you're nice to them, they will love you. When we have love and support, we can live good lives and be happy. You can make the world a better place for your LGBTQ plus loved one by showing them that you love and accept them. But what if you feel like it's abusive and it's detrimental to their life? We're talking about people that can't cross the street on their own many times, that can't cook a full meal. Intellectual disabilities means the mind of a child. And I feel like where are the other special needs parents? You need to put on some garb and come speak out. I can't believe that I'm the only special needs parent that is just, my soul is just sickened by this. Oscar Hughes, he's the one in the video with Pauline. And then I had Googled some of his articles, and you know, I'm guessing he's again, and he thinks he's doing the right thing, just like I'm a heterosexual woman that's actually given birth to special needs children. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. I don't think that's good for them. I think it puts them in harm's way. I think if you dress up a Down syndrome people in the opposite sex, they're going to get more ridiculed and they're going to be made more fun of. And you know, personally, how is that making their lives better? They need support for their whole lives. That means that somebody has to support them through this. Who's going to support a Down syndrome person with the mind of a 4-year-old doing dilations with the 18-inch dang stick thing for an hour 3 times a day? I think that should not be paid for disabled people. I think it's wrong. I think it's abusive. And I think that Dr. Blair Peters is a lot like Jeffrey Dahmer's. Jeffrey Dahmer wanted to cut people up and look at their body parts and explore. That's what Blair Peters does. And I cannot believe there's not more outrage in this world. Where are the parents? Where are the mothers? Where are the mothers? You gave birth to these children, and you're going to let society come in and transgender your children and your special needs adult children? What kind of world do we live in? My whole entire life I've been taught, protect them. You protect people that are vulnerable. You don't use them for your own agenda, your own sick agenda. I guess I'm going to try to make that into some kind of video for you. It's just, they are the most vulnerable. After children, disabled people are the most vulnerable people in the world. You know, you get a few nice videos, you know, on Facebook where it looks like they live all this glorious life, and for a few, I'm sure that's the way it is. But for the majority of special needs adults, they live in group homes. They don't live with their families. A lot of them, their parents are old, you know. A lot of Down syndrome people are born to people that, you know, by the time that child's an adult, the parents are pretty old. I think that we should push for more family togetherness. All right, I'll see you on my next video. It might be the one about the psychiatrist. I'm still trying to figure out how to get all this organized, in order for you guys. All of my knowledge about doing this research comes from Lifetime Movies, the ID channel, Court TV, and my own personal life experiences. And I want my feelings known. Have a great day. Don't give up. This has just got to be stopped. Talk to you later. Bye.